Hi there, this is the Guitar Speak podcast. My name is Matt Wakeling, and thank you so much for joining me. We're up to episode 12, and hey, thank you for tuning in. We got a lot of great feedback after our Jack Thammarat interview last week. Jack is in New Zealand as I speak, running some clinics for Laney amplification. And yeah, what a great player and a really good guy. That was cool to speak to him last time around. If you haven't heard it, definitely dig back and have a listen to that interview and all of our others. Now today, I speak to Joce Dominger from Dominger Pickups in the US. That's a company he runs with his wife Tammie. They're based in Carolina on the East Coast. Now, Joce originally hails from France. He's been in America for the last 6 years or so. But I'll tell you what, he is a very passionate French man making very cool pickups. And I know firsthand, my Pat Keegan Telemaster has a set of Dominger Twangmaster pickups, which are like a hot kind of telly set. And they are cool pickups. Oh man, that bridge pickup rules. Anyway, Joce and Tammie run the company really independently, just in-house, doing all the work by hand. They produce about 20 pickups a week, and they work very closely with a bunch of luthiers and players all around the world. All right, so let's get to it. Here's my conversation with Joce Dominger from Dominger Pickups. Joce Dominger, welcome to the Guitar Speak podcast.
Jail.
Now, Jocelyn, you're based in Carolina now, but you were born in France. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. And when did you immigrate to the US?
The US, I came here in 2010.
Okay. Yep.
Years ago.
Cool. So, I reckon you must have been a guitar player before you were making pickups. When did you start playing guitar?
30 years ago.
Favorite players that inspired you to start playing the guitar?
I don't know. I like it. A lot guys like Steve Vai, Stevie Ray, blah blah. You know, big guys.
Okay, cool. And were you playing in any bands or things like that?
Not anymore. I did many things in Europe, but not anymore. I don't do any. I'm just on the pickups now. It's over.
Yeah, cool. I've heard you play on Facebook or something. You rip. So you are like a rock, kind of into a rock and blues kind of a thing?
Practicing as much as possible, just practicing.
Yeah,
practicing,
cool.
Technical. If tomorrow I have to do something else, I still can go back to be a guitar teacher, you know. That's what I used to do before.
Oh, okay, cool.
Guitar teacher for a long time, so I still can go back to that if I need to.
Yeah,
practice.
Right. Okay, great. So you moved to America in 2010, as you said. What led you to move from France?
I talked with Tammie, all that, and we decided to build a guitar business together here. Voilà, we decided to build a guitar business. We did many things, and at the end, we stayed concentrated on the pickups only.
Okay, cool. So when did Dominger Pickups start? When did you start building the pickups?
2012. January 2000. Right.
2012, cool. And what's your background? Did you have a background in electronics, or how did you get into the actual mechanics of it?
I'm passionate by the guitar pickups forever. So I've been in the guitar business. I've been as a guitar tech also, all that. I was customizing the guitars for everybody. It's a long story with the pickup. It's forever. As soon as I started the guitar, I was into that stuff. You know, voilà, pickups, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, you build them. We did that because we created a guitar company and we were in charge of the pickups inside the guitar company.
Oh, okay.
We were building guitars and we were in charge of the pickups. So we gave up the guitars, but we just made we stayed on the, voilà.
Okay. So you're not focusing on the pickups. Cool. So what was so back in 2012? What were the first kind of pickups you were mass producing?
Not mass producing. We are very small production. We can build more than 20 pickups a week. We can't do more than that. It's
okay.
All made by me. We spend 3 hours on each humbucker. Everything is on one. Everything is on build. Custom build for every guy, every kind of player, every kind of guitar, every kind of gear. There's no mass production. we can't. We
Yeah,
just can't.
sure.
We decided to work, we can't.
Sure. So I should use the term commercial, I guess. So when you started producing them, so do you remember your first model of pickup when you started selling them?
Yeah, we worked on a raw model and a kind of I got put on humbucker with high dynamic, high precision, high it was the first humbucker model was the I got put one. We changed it a little. It's a little more centered than it was at first, but voilà, we went there. I got put directly.
And were there any kind of tonal benchmarks? Were there any guitar tones that you just loved that you wanted that you thought the pickup should be part of that recipe that you were trying to emulate?
No, I didn't try to emulate anything. I'm a huge fan of the humbuckers, but at the same time, as a huge fan of the Strat.
Okay.
So after we started on the single coils, but at first the humbuckers,
Yeah.
and then single coils, humbuckers, and after different kinds, and blah blah and blah blah and blah blah and blah blah and blah blah. So we have many more models than we have presented on our website.
Okay.
But we don't present everything because we work a lot with builders, in fact. So we custom build if they have this kind of thing, this kind of thing. So this guy played that with that kind of wood, that kind of construction. He has a set neck, he has a bolt-on neck, he has a blah blah. But take care, he wants that. He wants that kind of output with that kind of bass frequencies. The response is a bit, voilà. So very often is that way it works. So we have some models, and after we rework on them, we adjust everything. If it's work with another humbucker, if it's to work with other single coils, always are going to split, always are going to work together on everything and blah, 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 blah. So, voilà, we have a few models on the website, but voilà. We work for musicians. Voilà, we work for musicians, and that's the reason we work with so many builders, in fact. Because I have that guitar or I have that customer. We want that. Do what you want. Tell me, do what you want. I want that result. What I do after is not their problem most of the time. You know?
Okay.
Do what you want. I want that. Or he wants that. Do what you want. Okay, go. We go. Go. Voilà.
Cool.
That's the way we work.
So so you've got lots of models, like you said, you've got quite a few models on your site, but you'll more work with the actual guitar builder or the guitarists themselves and chase what they want. I've read on your site you make the comment, pickups are musical instruments. What do you mean by that?
It's a musical instrument. It's when you take a pickup. But I have a single coil, but you have the frequencies, you have the expression, how it's going to react in the bass, what kind of mid-range, give some drive, give some output, give some gain, give harmonics or calibrated harmonics.
Yeah.
Or will he react with mahogany, or will he react with that? And after the ultimate thing is that you have to have the accuracy always, of course, and you have to play with the sound in 3 dimensions. You have to have a kind of, I call that a pasta of sound. You know, the pasta is something you can take. You know, it's not something like on the computer with, no. The real sound, you have it in your hands. You make it with your hands. The pickup will respect your instrument, will respect your playing.
Mm-hmm.
Voilà, it's an instrument. You have to think it this way. You have to create it this way, and you don't. There's no other way. Or it's flat. It's a piece of carton. Voilà, it's voilà. No, it's a musical instrument.
Yeah, insane, right? Awesome, cool. And I don't know, some of the old way of talking about pickups, people would always talk about the resistance. If I've got a 13K humbucker, that's loud or louder. If I've got a 9K, that's it's a moderate kind of output. But you don't like talking in those kind of terms. I mean, you can, but what's the problem with those sorts of terms for you?
No, I have no problem with that, but there are 2 ways to think. If you go to copy something, you will begin to look at the resistance of blah blah if you go to copy, to rework on something or whatever.
Yeah.
If you create a pickup for someone, all that becomes just a consequence of what you do.
Okay.
You build something. The thing you build will give you a resistance. But you don't run after a resistance that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That doesn't go anywhere. You build your thing, and then it will give you a resistance depending of what you did. But the resistance doesn't mean anything. You take a SH3 from the DiMarzio who have a 22.7K output, so on the paper, you say, wow! And in the fact, you have no output. You have nothing.
Yeah.
You can have phantom coils, you can have very small wires, so since they will have a high resistance, but absolutely no output, plus phantom coils, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Never. So for that, it's better. What do you do? What do you play? What is your instrument? What is your gear? What do you want? And then we do the thing. And The resistance will be there because we have to, because voilà, it will be a kind of wire, it will be a kind of whatever, but don't go on a goal on that. It doesn't work. That just doesn't work.
Yeah, sure. And I'm hearing more pickup builders and players talking in those terms. So, as in one of our interviews a couple of weeks ago, we spoke to an Australian guitarist, Bob Spencer, really great guitarist, beautiful tone. And when he works with his pickup designer, yeah, same thing. He doesn't want it, he doesn't care about the numbers. He doesn't care about the magnets
No,
anymore. He'll just talk in
no,
terms of the concept and the goal. So, yeah, the idea you're talking about, that's becoming much more of a thing, I think, for pickup builders and people looking for pickups.
so every completely obsessed by the specs, but the specs doesn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. I promise you, a spec doesn't do anything. No, you don't choose on a piece of wood. Wait, for example, that guitar has an incredible African mahogany, but an African mahogany by itself, it doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
This one is very special. I found it. I say, wow, what is that thing? It's cut Quaterson. It's very heavy. He has incredible stripes. He has. I never found another one like that. On the paper, it's just an African mahogany. It doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
And most of the times, they just even say mahogany. So if you have a mahogany from the Philippines, the thing, he weighs 2 grams per meter. No, specs, no, you have to. Our parts are custom built for us. Everything goes this way. There's something happening.
Yeah.
And for someone, that's the trick. It's not a spec, it's someone.
Okay.
Think about someone, don't think about spec. Then we're on it.
Yeah, cool. That's a really interesting way to think. Hey, you work with lots of luthiers. What are some of the guitar companies that you're supplying pickups for?
Wow, attends. I had a list somewhere. I don't know. We must equip around 20, 25. We work mostly with small builders.
Yeah.
I made a list on the website. Attends. I don't know, fat guitars in the US. Work a lot for fat guitars, Luthier Roberto, Relic Edge guitar in France, Luthier Roberto, guy in Texas, guys in California, guys in Canada, Australia, everywhere, but builders, not Fender, no. All the big companies will work with mills. They will press on the button with the CNC and they will have 10,000 necks going. They will need 20 pickups to go, 20,000 pickups to go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They make big, blah, blah, blah. We can't. I tell you, to the max, we can build 20 pickups a week.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
So,
Fender, it's impossible.
Yeah, sure. But that's kind of cool. I guess if you're working with some of these smaller guitar companies, some of the guitars I'm seeing using your pickups, they're really interesting companies, and they're doing some really cool and unique sort of things. So working with a company like yours, I guess they're again just getting specific models for the specific kind of guitars they're putting together.
We create some special stuff from some special companies, special people that we don't put on the market either. There are things like that we do.
I first found out about your pickups because of a small builder in Australia, a guy called Pat Keegan, and he built me a guitar. It's like a Jazzmaster Telecaster kind of hybrid. So I've got a set of your Twangmaster Tele pickups in there, and man, they are awesome. They're so, specs aside, they're just like a louder kind of a Telecaster, a bit hotter Telecaster style pickup.
But that's one of the things is not on the website anymore, for example. It's not on it anymore.
Okay.
Well, that's one of we sold a lot of those, we made a lot of those, and we make some, but we still can make it. Yeah, it's special. It compresses a little the sound. Mm-hmm. It's bigger, it's higher output, it's gonna work more the mid-range.
Yep.
It's gonna drive easily your sound. Still keeping the tele. It's a compromise. We begin to go somewhere else. We're still in the tele, but we begin to ring a little.
Yeah,
it's a compromise.
Well, for me, I wasn't really a Telecaster player, and so they're like perfect because they've got that Telecaster aggression, but they are a bigger kind of a sound, like you're saying. The bridge pickup is incredible. It just roars. It's so good.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm loving it. Now with Tammie, with your wife, so you do the designing and the building, and is it true she does the winding and some of the finishing?
Yep, exactly.
Cool. There's some great finishes you guys have been putting out. I've seen like some different colours and some foil foil kind of things. Hey, there's a set of pickups you posted a picture of recently. They're like this metal, sort of multicolored finish.
It's burnt.
They're burnt. I was going to ask, how did you
It's
achieve
burnt. You take a torch and
it? Awesome.
voilà, depending, she does that. She loves to do that, so she does that.
Okay.
And so she tries to make them, because depending on the angle of the flame, depending on the how warm it will be at the part of the flame or whatever, you won't have the same colors, in fact.
Okay.
So each one is unique. So when we make a set, she tries to have a kind of harmony. So she asked me, she wanted more blue, she wants more colors. Voilà, she asked me, so make it pretty, like you want. So we tried to, la set, it was in harmony. Voilà, but some are more blue. So, but it's really hard to have the pictures because it's crazy. It's just like you can go through the colors. Just like it's open, it's in 3D.
Wow.
So if you take a flash, it will be all blue. Voilà, completely blue. And if you don't put the flash, you begin to have all the colors. But after they change with the light too, the color. That's magic. That's magic.
That's
this one
cool.
he goes. Ouais, he said the last one he goes to Texas. A good buddy, jazz player, blah blah.
Okay.
He called them the blue clouds. For him, it's the blue clouds. You see that? Wow.
That's great. That's cool. So when you say burn, like is it a blowtorch on the metal covers?
Yeah, it's a torch. It's exactly a torch. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never seen anything like it. They do look awesome, and I imagine, yeah, as you said, like a picture alone wouldn't do that justice. In the flesh, they would look crazy.
We would need a real photographer with a real camera, a stand,
Sure.
lights. See what I mean? I don't have that. I have a camera. I say, what? That doesn't roll that. It's all blue. So you go closer, it's all blurry. Take 20 pictures to have one. It's okay. It's okay.
It's cool. Cool. Now you deal directly with luthiers and customers. You don't have any distributors for your pickups. People are just able to buy them straight from you.
No. I have a French dealer.
Oh, okay.
And I have some builders who sell my pickups too.
Oh, okay.
I have some of them. Most of the time, the dealer is a dealer. He has a stock on it, clack.
Mm-hmm.
But the builders, they customize the instruments. So they talk with the guy, and then they contact me. They tell me that kind of guy, that kind of guitar, that kind of music, and it's the same.
Okay. Yep.
And after, I work directly with the builder for the guy.
Okay.
That's what it works. But it's still custom made in this case, because you have this guy with his old Höfner, but he wants to have the instruments that will work in a complete different way. So, the format is not the same. You have to custom build everything, and to consider the building of the instrument, the crafting. You have to adjust everything, for the guy. And that's good. That's good.
Yeah, cool. That seems that's a really organic way to get the job done. Yeah.
You have to feel the things. It's not specs. You have to feel your pickup. You have to feel your material. You have to feel your wire. You have to. And at the end, you have this sound in 3D. You have this pasta of sound. It's the way it works. A China mill will never make a Stradivarius. Stradivarius. These guys spend 1 month to build a violin. See what I mean? It's not a CNC machine like a blank, flat surface. No. Yeah, you take his stuff and check with his slack. It's that way. It's made like an instrument. It's made, it's thinking, created like an instrument. It takes time, it takes passion, it takes it's not electronic, it takes everything you are, everything you did with the instruments. I started classical music when I was 3 years old, in fact. I started with the classical music, with all that, I did many things before at 14 I started the electric guitar. I did really many things. And it's all that you put. It's who you are you put in your pickup. That's the real thing. So you have two ways to be. Or you go into the business way, or you go into the music way. You work as building as an instrument, or you work as a business way, and then you need a bill, and then you need contract, then you build products, and then you pay the magazines, and then you pay everybody, and then you're big. It doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't mean you're good. It just mean you're big. You make big dollars, but it doesn't mean you make good pickups. It's a business. So at the moment, there's a voilà. So, I don't have many endorsers. I had a few good ones. I even put them away because there's a principle I don't like is everybody is boss. All these musicians has just become guys who are musical prostitutes, They just, it's big. No, it's not bad what I say. It's true. They just was contract. So they will have a contract with a t-shirt brand. They will have contract with the arm brand, with a guitar, whatever it is. They don't care. See what I mean?
Sure.
So at the moment, no. I work with my little builders. We work good, make happy people. And there are things I say, no, not a part of that. They can say more. It will be really happy. It will be happy for them. All happy.
Well, that's great. That sounds like a great model, and that you're really happy with, being able to do, the stuff you want to do and the stuff you're passionate about. Cool. What's the plan for the rest of the year? Have you got you working on any new models at the moment, or are you just flat out with your orders right now? What's going on with you guys?
I don't plan anything new for now, but if some people have specific needs or whatever, I will begin to work on something. Yeah. Sometimes it just happens like that. I need this kind of thing. I need this kind of thing. On me, I'm small. I don't have a mill behind, so I don't have all the parts either. See what I mean? So I have to build the things. I build with my little head, with my soul, with my blah blah. It's the same.
Yeah.
And so I begin to work on something. So there are models that but I was just talking just before you called me with a Californian builder, equipped guitar, telling him I can build that kind of thing for you, but that equips only a few builders because it's something a little special, it's a little fragile. Some kind of screw that will go through in the middle, whatever.
Okay.
So that kind of stuff is really for the builder. I will never equip nobody or things like that, That I know the guy from the Bay Area, crazy ones. Who have crazy ones in the guitar? That's good.
Yes.
Crazy. Okay, I have an idea. Okay. And you follow the craziness of the dude. It's funny. We can try that thing. But they don't realize everything it means behind because the mill will catch parts and blum, 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 blum. Les temps modernes de Charlie Chaplin. No. So, voilà. We probably will be working on new things, but I don't know yet. It's not planned.
Sure.
So it would be what the builder needs. If a builder needs something, I say, okay, we're going to work on that. Voilà. That's interesting. It's good when it comes from someone else.
Yes.
Builders are crazy and they need crazy things. I have an idea. So the voilà, that's the way we work. That's probably what's going to happen for the next model. It will be a builder who will have an idea.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to follow the way. Voilà.
Yeah. So you're really responding to what comes in. That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that's part.
Cool. Well, it sounds very exciting and very fluid. What's going on at Dominger Pickups? That's great. So hey, Jocelyn, thanks for taking the time. It's really cool. Like I said earlier, I love the pickups you built that are in my guitar. I absolutely love them. So it's quite nice to meet the guy who's built them halfway across the other side of the world and somehow ended up in my guitar here in Sydney, Australia, and I'm playing them at just about every gig I do. So, mate, thank you for your time, and all the best for all the new stuff you're working on and the great pickups you're building for so many people.
Thank you.
Great. All right. We'll love to keep in touch, and we'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, we keep in touch. Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Hey, I never do interviews, but I'm a redneck. I eat. I'm eaten. Nobody sees me, never. That's funny to do that.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, I'm sure people will be happy to hear your story. Okay, Jocelyn, thanks so much, mate. And have a great day. We'll talk again.
Okay.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, there's our interview with Jocelyn. I told you he was passionate. I told you he's into it. awesome, man. So definitely check out his website and his Facebook page. I'll put up some links as well so you can actually see some of these pickups. As we discussed, Tammie's finishes are quite amazing. They do a range of traditional looking pickups as well. Mine look very traditional. But yeah, some of the more creative stuff is remarkable. So we'll put some pictures up for that. Now listen, we've got lots of other episodes. Well, when I say lots, this is episode 12. We've got 11 other episodes, but they're worth checking out if you're new to the show. For example, episode 4, we spoke to Pat Keegan, who is a guitar builder on the southeastern coast of Australia. He built my guitar, as I mentioned. We talked about my guitar, but we talked about all the kind of stuff he's making, and that was really cool. Lots of great interviews of Australian guitarists and from guitarists and builders overseas. Now, at the moment, I'm in a really busy phase recording really my next bunch of interviews, so just keep tuning in. Subscribe to us on iTunes. That's easy to do through the podcast app if you've got an iPhone or something. Otherwise, you can find us on Stitcher. Really easy to get us there, or go to guitarspeakpodcast.libsyn.com. And you can download and listen to the episodes there if you like. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we love to hear from our listeners. In fact, speaking of listening to our listeners, hearing from you, there's a couple of ways you can get involved in the show. Number one, if you've got some tracks involving some cool guitar playing of any genre whatsoever, and you might like to get played a little bit on the show, send it in to us. Drop us an email, guitarspeakpodcast@gmail.com. I got some links this week from one of our listeners, and man, it sounds awesome. So I'd love to put together a little segment showcasing some new talent. So if that's you, get in touch, please. The other thing you can do is download our intro, outro music. That's the funky jam you're hearing right now. It's in E. You can download it. Go to guitarspeakpodcast.libsyn.com. You can get there for free. Download it, record yourself playing over it. Give us some funky solos. And we'd like to feature that. We've done that before, and get that into us. All right, it's time for me to get out of here, but thank you so much for tuning in to the Guitar Speak podcast. My name's Matt Wakeling. I'll catch you next time.